Let us now discuss human proteins as medicines. Human proteins have shown great potential as medicines due to their ability to specifically target disease-causing molecules or cells. However, producing these proteins through classic organic chemistry synthesis can be complex and challenging. One of the key considerations in producing human proteins for medicinal use is the need to match the human template to avoid immune-mediated intolerability reactions. Human immune systems are highly sensitive to foreign substances, and proteins that do not closely resemble the natural human proteins can trigger immune responses, leading to adverse reactions in patients. The complexity of producing human proteins lies in their large size and intricate structure. For example, an antibody, which is a type of human protein used in many therapeutic applications, consists of roughly 25,000 atoms. In contrast, a small molecule drug like acetaminophen, also known as paracetamol, which is a low molecular weight analgesic, contains only about 20 atoms. This vast difference in size and complexity presents significant challenges in the synthesis of human proteins. Human proteins are typically produced using recombinant DNA technology, which involves inserting the DNA sequence that codes for the protein into host cells, such as bacteria or mammalian cells, to produce the protein. This process requires precise manipulation of genetic material and sophisticated techniques to ensure that the resulting protein matches the human template and has the correct structure and function. Genetic engineering is a technique used to produce human proteins for medicinal purposes. This involves integrating the DNA that codes for the protein of interest into an expression plasmid, which is a small piece of circular DNA that can be replicated and expressed in host cells. The expression plasmid is then inserted into suitable host cells, which can be mammalian cells like Chinese hamster ovary cells, or bacteria like E. coli, depending on the desired characteristics of the final product. The choice of cellular expression system and cell culture conditions plays a significant role in determining the quality of the final protein product. Mammalian cells, such as Chinese hamster ovary cells, have the ability to add carbohydrate residues to proteins through a process called glycosylation. This can affect the protein's stability, activity, and pharmacokinetics, as well as its immunogenicity. On the other hand, bacteria like E. coli are suitable for producing non-glycosylated proteins, which may be desired for certain medicinal purposes. The spatial structure, or the 3D shape, of the produced protein can also depend on the occurrence of disulfide bridges, which are covalent bonds formed between two cysteine residues in the protein. Disulfide bridges are important for stabilizing the protein's structure and function, and their formation often requires specific cellular conditions, such as an oxidizing environment. Additionally, subsequent modifications of amino acids, such as acetylation or methylation, can also impact the protein's structure and function. To ensure that the properties of the produced human proteins remain consistent, meticulous attention to every detail of the production process is required. This includes optimizing the expression plasmid design, selecting appropriate host cells and culture conditions, monitoring protein expression levels, and implementing post-translational modification strategies if necessary. Protein replacement therapy is a medical approach that involves using proteins to replace or supplement a deficient or malfunctioning protein in the body. There are several types of proteins that can be used for replacement therapy, including native or genetically modified human proteins, such as insulin and erythropoietin, which are used to treat conditions like severe anemia. One important aspect of protein replacement therapy is the ability of the injected proteins to reach their intended targets, which are usually receptors on the cell membrane. Human identical or human analogous proteins are designed to have a high degree of similarity to naturally occurring human proteins, which makes them compatible with the body's biological processes. This allows them to readily bind to their specific receptors on the cell membrane and exert their therapeutic effects. To prolong the duration of action of these proteins in the bloodstream, polyethylene glycol chains can be attached to them. PEG is a biocompatible polymer that can delay the elimination of proteins from circulation by reducing their clearance by the body's immune system. The PEG chains create a steric hindrance that makes it harder for enzymes in the body to break down the proteins, thus extending their half-life and allowing them to remain in the bloodstream for longer periods of time. For metabolic diseases resulting from lysosomal enzyme deficiencies, genetically engineered enzymes with mannose 6-phosphate residues can be used for intracellular protein delivery. Lysosomes are cellular compartments that contain enzymes responsible for breaking down waste materials in the body. In certain lysosomal storage diseases, these enzymes are deficient, leading to the accumulation of harmful substances in the cells. By adding mannose 6-phosphate polyethylene residues to the enzymes, they can be recognized by specific receptors on the cell membrane, which allows them to be taken up into the cells through a process called receptor-mediated endocytosis. Once inside the cells, these enzymes can help break down the accumulated substances and restore normal cellular function. Protein constructs are engineered molecules that can be designed to interfere with specific signaling pathways in the body for therapeutic purposes. These constructs can be used to block or inhibit the activity of proteins that are involved in disease processes, such as vascular endothelial growth factor in macular degeneration or interleukin-2 in organ transplant rejection. One type of protein construct used for this purpose is artificial antibodies, such as bevacizumab. These are complete antibodies that are designed to specifically target and bind to the protein of interest, in this case vascular endothelial growth factor, thereby preventing its activity and inhibiting blood vessel proliferation. Fab antibody fragments, such as ranibizumab, are smaller portions of antibodies that can also be used to block the activity of the target protein. Fusion proteins, like aflibercept, are engineered molecules that combine different functional components, often including antibody fragments, to effectively block the target protein's activity. Receptor blockade is another approach that can be used to interrupt signaling pathways. Antibodies, such as basiliximab or abciximab, can be designed to target and block specific receptors on cells that are involved in disease processes. For example, basiliximab is used to counteract the rejection of organ transplants by inhibiting interleukin-2-mediated signaling, while abciximab is used to inhibit fibrinogen-mediated platelet aggregation, preventing blood clot formation. Genetic engineering can also be utilized to produce protein constructs that act as endogenous inactivators. For example, interleukin-1 receptor antagonist, IL-1RA, is a naturally occurring protein that can block the activity of interleukin-1, a protein involved in inflammation. Genetically engineered replication of IL-1RA can be used as a therapeutic approach for conditions like rheumatoid arthritis, where excessive inflammation is a key component of the disease process. So this is all about today. For more videos like this, keep following us, and do download our mobile app for accessing latest medical videos anytime, anywhere.
Watch our medical videos anytime and anywhere. Download sqadia.com app now.